So just trying to use this isometric again and using this 3-section and the texture of the paper, you're trying to find the point in this angle that you see that represents this first cube, and then tripling the scale, so it's a 1:3 proportion again. So somewhat review, repetition on this isn't going to hurt. But that's the front view, the angle. Going to the sides of it, you'll see that. And then the trickier part is, again, trying to find the elliptical shape. You can try to draw it in freehand, which is fine, but then hopefully you'll be able to see how it's actually placed in, plotting those points. So if you did look at it from the top view, say you wanted to make the ellipse in the top section, you would find the center point of each piece, which is already kind of plotted out there, and then 1/3 of the distance from the center. Here's the center all the way, and that center just happens to be where everything intersects. And if you did line this up with an octagon shape, you would have an elliptical section to follow, and then if you just curved all those, you'd come up with a pretty good elliptical shape. But this is just a much smaller one, so just kind of placing it in there. And again, just a quick exercise in the shading. Again, trying to find the most contrast is happening here, and so I'm going to treat this that way. So there's the dark value. It's a linear drawing. The second tone is going to be to the right, and the light's going to be at the top. So right at this intersection here, where the 3 meet, is the heaviest contrast. So if you can keep that in mind as you shade the entire sketch there, it'll make it much easier. So see if you can, and this is also going to be this front one on the left-hand side is going to be the darkest value to match this pattern. So that's why I'd really like you to illustrate this with as much value as you can. And then shading this one to the side here. So again, just a cube on a cube, building it all together. And from the top light one, just letting that go from light to dark. Another thing too is a piece of paper can act as a template. So I can just shade right over that and let that clip that off if I want. So just a little extra drawing tricks. And again, try to get the gradient with the tone with the reflected light as you go. And since this one's going to be dark, I'm going to just enhance it a little bit more. And here I can use this. So I'm trying to show the straight edge, the triangle. There's many different ways that you can use this to help you shade. You can also erase the edges too if they go over. A couple of ways to do the same thing. So here I'm just using a stencil. Fill this up. That. And again, using a straight edge or a triangle to butt up against. Does the same thing. Try to be sensitive as you can to those edges and the gradients. And then when you get into the circle part,